My name is Seth Holdren, and I'm the founder of Growth Shop. And I just wanted to make a little video here for you to sort of talk through how our outreach system works. We do outreach for executive coaching firms, and what we do is we work with clients. Typically, my ideal client is an executive coaching firm who has gotten most of their clients and their business from either referrals or some type of warm lead or an introduction from someone you know well, other clients referring clients. And typically, the executive coaching firm that comes to me has the issue where their referral stream, their pipeline coming from referrals is not predictable enough. So, what we do is this was developed from a holistic marketing view perspective of doing impeccable outreach like this is, from my perspective, the fastest way to get some pipeline generated without having to create a bunch of content and hope that works, without having to do a bunch of networking or, you know, all the other marketing channels like social media and doing interviews, trying to get on podcasts, doing, maybe PR campaigns, things like that. All the things that people try to do that have a sort of a more of a long game, sort of a play with a lot of uncertainty. This style of outreach campaign was designed from the beginning to solve that problem in the fastest way possible that actually works. So that's how I created this system. What I wanted to go over in this video is just there's 5 things that I look for to make sure that I'm going to be able to say with confidence that I'm likely to be able to help you. So if your firm has these 5 things or pretty close to it, that means then you're probably a pretty good fit from my perspective. And then you can decide from there whether that makes sense to try to take next steps with us. So the first thing is that you have a clear and effective value proposition. What that means is that you have a service that you've offered that has generated either client testimonials in the past or at least results that show a proven outcome from what you do to help your clients. That's really nice to have in creating the messaging to both get attention and differentiate out there in the field with your ideal clients. The second thing is that you have at least one piece of decent quality IP, intellectual property, or marketing collateral, or at least one thing that I can either use or repackage to be used for our outreach campaign. I can go into more detail there of what I like to see and help you develop that if you don't have it yet. But that's really helpful to have to make an outreach campaign perform well. The third thing is that you have a targetable, ideal client profile. And that basically means that who, at least some categories of the types of clients that you'd really like to help more of, and that those people can be identified and found using tools like LinkedIn Sales Navigator and other data tools that we use. So as long as they're able to be identified and able to be contacted, even if they're CEOs of major, billion-dollar plus companies, as long as we can identify who they are and either find their email address or some of them are even not only just active on LinkedIn, but will actually respond if you do it right. So that's our specialty. So if you have an ICP that's targetable, that's an essential element in B2B. So it needs to be B2B because if it's not B2B, what I do is not really the best fit. And then the fourth thing is that you have an effective process for closing deals. If your sales process is at least marginally effective or you've been doing it pretty well, a lot of the executive coaching firms I talk to, largely because most of the clients that they meet with, potential clients that they meet with, tend to be coming from referrals. Most people I talk to tend to say that they have a 50% close rate or higher. And so what I like to do is to set expectations that for cold outreach, maybe you cut that in half. So let's say if you're close rate has typically been about 50%. Maybe you just assume a 25% close rate from the leads that I'm sending you, so that way you can, project that if you're closing 1 out of every 4 appointments that I set you up with, that would be reasonable. And then hopefully we even beat that. But the types of clients that I'm looking to line up appointments for you with are, we need them to be really highly qualified. I'm not looking to just fill up people's calendars with lots of meetings. We want the meetings to be really good meetings, and I'm pretty strict about that. So the fifth thing is that you have the price point that matches the value that I'm providing. So like, if you're not even, if you need to have at least close to a mid 5 figures price point, ARR, annual, to be able to make this work really well to justify my fee. And if you do have that and this works well, then that means that the fee that I'm charging is an absolute no-brainer compared to what your fees are that you charge. So fairly high ticket price point is pretty essential. So those are the 5 things. If you feel like you have all 5 of those things or pretty close to it, and that justifies that we should have another conversation or have a conversation, the 2 of us on Zoom, then that would be really the next step. So that's my question to you is, do you have all 5 of those things in place or pretty close to it? If so, if you're also interested in having a conversation, then we jump on a Zoom call. And you can schedule that either here with what I've sent you, or whoever sent you an email will provide a link there to schedule that call. And that would be the next step. So thanks so much. And if you see fit, I look forward to talking to you about your outreach campaign.